Hello. Put together a 15-minute flow for you to do morning, noon, or night, anytime, and focusing a lot on the shoulders and the hamstrings this time around. So let's get started. Find a comfortable seat, either an easy seat on the sit bones or maybe sitting back towards the heels. Take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale it out the mouth. Once the breath has reached empty, inhale, stretch the arms up tall. Biceps by the ears if you can. Stretch the fingers out wide. Elongate through the spine, sitting up tall. And on your exhale, bring hands together at heart center. We'll move into tabletop position. Bring the shoulders over wrists. Spread the fingers out wide, pointer finger facing the top of the mat. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. And on your exhale, press the earth away, open up the shoulders, round through the upper spine, middle spine, gaze inwards. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, press and round. Inhale, heart lifts. Try to use your full range of breath here. Exhale, press the earth away and round. Inhale, belly sinks, heart lifts. Exhale, press. Inhale, rise. Exhale, round. And inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Come back to a flat back, a neutral spine here. And we'll start to reach the left big toes in the mat. Bringing the right bicep by the ears, stretch the fingers out wide here. Stay here with both hip points facing the earth, or maybe start to rise this left big toe as well. We'll point through the risen toe, point through the fingers, really stretch from fingertip to toe. Take a deep breath in and then reset the hand down. Come into gate pose, a supported plank. Right knee, right hand, left foot on the mat. And then left fingertips reaching up out of the sky like a string, pulling the hip and sideways up towards the sky. And then option to flip the palm and start to bring the bicep over the ear, finding a little bit more stretch in the obliques here. Take a big stretch. And then bring the gaze down towards center of your mat. Replace the left hand. We'll come into tabletop position. Shift the weight forward so chest is over thumbs. With the biceps grazing the ribs, go ahead and lower down to the belly. We'll meet in Sphinx Pose. Elbows underneath the shoulders, palms pressing into the mat. Think about lengthening the spine, extending, creating some space here as you breathe. Warming up with a Sphinx as our first back bend. Letting the lower half of the body hang heavy, energizing through the spine. And then go ahead and release. And replace the hands by the sides of the chest. Tuck the toes here. Rise into high plank or come to the knees in supported plank. So lifting all the way up, holding your plank pose. And then we'll go ahead and drop the left knee onto the mat, right big toes reaching back. Left bicep by the ears this time, spreading the fingers out wide, lifting through the toes, both hips level. We'll take one more stretch here. Replace the left hand. Find gate pose on the left side this time. Left toes spin out and reaching the arm up towards the sky. Find the stretch in the side waist. Option to bring this top bicep over the ear. Lengthen through the right side. And then we'll circle the top arm back down, face forward, come into the supported plank pose, shifting over the hands and lower down, chaturanga push-up all the way to the belly. This time we'll take Cobra Pose. Pressing the hands into the mat, inhale, start to slide the chest forward, lifting the gaze, lifting the heart. Exhale, release. Bring the hands out to 10 and 2. oscillating cobra. Weight is in the fingertips, like you have a tennis ball under each hand. And then go ahead and lift into a Cobra Pose and roll back down. This time, open up to the right side, so you're dipping the left shoulder in and roll back through center. Switch sides, look over your left, dip the right shoulder and come back through center. Inhale to the right and center. Inhale to the left and center. A few more times, just like this, using your breath as your guide. Just trying to get a little bit more space in the shoulders. One more time each side. And we'll come back through center here. Replace the hands onto the mat, tuck the toes. We'll lift into plank or come to the knees in supported plank like this. So either way, use that core strength coming up into your plank pose. And then go ahead and lower the right knee into the mat. We're going to come right into gate pose on the right side. Lifting up, we'll add on here. Go ahead and stretch the bicep over the ear. Gaze to the top of the mat. Left foot swings through. We're coming into a low lunge on the knee. Making this into Anjaneyasana, maybe bringing the hands up to the quads at first. If you have a couch or a block, maybe holding on as a little assistance might feel nice. Think about bumping the back hip forward so two hip points are square to the top of the mat. Now, option to stay here, and maybe we start to add the arms as well. Think about grounding through the lower body, then lifting from the belly all the way up through the crown of the head, reaching up towards the sky. Take a deep breath here. Maybe the slightest back bend as you gaze up to the sky. Circle the hands down. Let's find half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Maybe flexing through these top toes, chest towards the shin. Find a nice hamstring stretch. Option to keep this front knee micro bent. Crawling forward, coming into Anjaneyasana. Inhale, rise. Really sinking this back hip flexor down to the mat. Make it feel a little heavy. And then circle the arms down. Find your half splits again. And we'll meet in our Anjaneyasana, reaching forward and up. Circle the hands down. We're going to come into our low lunge pose. Hands on the mat. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee here. Square the hip points off to the top of the mat again. And then go ahead and turn all 10 toes to face the long side of your mat, the right side of your mat. Walk the fingertips over to the right here, coming into your side lunge. Now we should find the stretch in the inside of the left leg. Option to come to Skandasana if you have the space here. Deeper squat onto the right side. Maybe flexing through the left toes. And we'll crawl back forward and meet in our low lunge, top of the mat. Now stagger the feet here as the back heel turns up. We're going to have a transition into a standing lunge into high crescent. And the staggered will help us with our support. So pick that point of focus in the middle of the mat and start to rise, lift the heart, maybe bringing hands to heart center first to find your balance, maybe finding that balance on both hip points, maybe adding the arms, reaching them up to the sky. We'll take a deep breath here. And on the exhale, bring the hands through center, lower the back knee to hover. So really finding that stretch in the hip flexor again. Inhale, reaching up. And then go ahead and turn the back toes out so you ground the back heel, finding Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Hips are a little bit off center this time. Think about peeling the chest up towards the sky, stretching through a straight back leg. This front knee can come over the front ankle. One more deep inhale here. Reach the upper body up. And then circle the arms down to frame the front foot. Our two heels should be pretty much in one line. We're going to move into long pyramid pose here. Option to keep the front knee bent, maybe flex the front toes. Inhale to a halfway lift, get a little bit more length in the spine. Melt the heart down towards the shin. Take a few breaths here. Really try to emphasize squaring the hips back off. Squaring the hips off to the top of the mat again. So maybe that means this front hip is going to go back a little bit in space. And go ahead and lift the back heel. We'll meet in our low lunge. Really think about pressing through the hands, giving your body a little bit more space. We'll step back into our high plank pose. Always an option to come to the knees here. And we'll take the second side, dropping the left knee this time, swinging around into gate pose, lifting the arms up, gazing up. And bringing the bicep over the ear, gaze down to the top of the mat. Bring the right foot forward here again, coming into our, setting up for our Anjaneyasana. Top of the back toes on the mat. Front knee over the front ankle, and maybe emphasize squaring off the hips here. We have a little bit of time sinking through this back hip flexor. Option to bring the arms up, bicep by the ears. And really think about opening up through the heart space, extending through the spine. Take a deep breath in, and then circle the arms down and back. Let's find our half split, Ardha Hanuman. Flex through the front toes. Sink the hips back towards the heels. Get into the hamstring a little bit deeper. Again, that micro bend might feel nice. We'll crawl back forward. Find our second round of Anjaneyasana here. Inhale, rise. And take another breath here. Noticing where the hips are in space. Circle the arms down and around. Second round of our Ardha Hanuman. And rebend the front knee. Let's meet in our Anjaneyasana. Again, lifting through the heart. And circle the arms down to frame the front foot, moving into our low lunge. Tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Think about extending through the spine, keeping the space here in the back, pressing through the back heel. And we'll meet in our side lunge, the back of the mat. So travel the toes over to the left side of the mat this time. Start to rebend the back knee. And if you do have the space, maybe coming down into your Skandasana pose. And we'll move forward back to the top of our mat. In low lunge with the staggered feet again. Keeping the staggered so we can rise up into high crescent lunge. So press through this front foot here. Weight is going to be in the front foot. Core is going to help you rise. Inhale to lift. Back heel lifted. And opening up with the arms reaching all the way up. Take a deep breath in here. Really think about lifting through the chest. And then we'll ground the edge of the back foot coming into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 here. Sinking through this front knee. Maybe it bends over the front ankle and grounding the back foot here. Steady stance, steady breath, steady gaze. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. And then let the arms and hands go to frame the front foot. Gaze follows here, nice and smooth. High pyramid pose. And again, maybe keeping that micro bend in the front knee or flexing the front foot. Inhale, halfway lift, extend the spine. Exhale, chest towards the shin here. So think about keeping the space in the back still. And rebend the front knee. Pop up the back heel. Low lunge. Pressing into the mat, get a little bit more space in the shoulders so you can send the right leg back here, coming into high plank pose. And we'll move on from here. Go ahead and lower the right knee onto the mat, come into gate pose. Inhale, lifting up. And on your exhale, bicep by the ear, gaze down to the top of the mat, swing the left leg around this time. Coming right into your Anjaneyasana. Inhale, rise. And exhale, half splits. We'll meet in our low lunge pose. Tuck the back toes, lift the back heel. And moving to Skandasana or side lunge, back of the mat. Travel forward, come into your low lunge with the staggered feet here. Think about lifting through the heart. And with the gaze starting to rise, hands start to rise through heart center, lifting the arms. Ground the edge of the back heel. Find your warrior one pose. Hips are a little bit off center. And then straighten both legs, fold into your high pyramid pose. I'm going to straighten these front toes to get a little bit more space. Bump this front hip back in space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, rebend, low lunge. Back heel lifts. Press through both hands. Step back into your plank pose. And then lower the left knee onto the mat. Come into gate pose on the left side, reaching up. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bicep over the ears. Swing the back leg forward, and we'll meet in Anjaneyasana. Inhale. Circle the arms down. Exhale, half splits. Travel forward, plant the hands, lift the back heel. Inhale, low lunge. Long spine. Exhale, back of the mat, side lunge. Go ahead and travel forward. We'll meet in our low lunge pose. Stagger the feet. Transition to stand here. Strong belly, strong core, hands to heart center. Maybe lifting all the way up. And then ground the back heel. Find warrior one. Inhale, rise. Circle the arms down. High pyramid pose. Chest towards the shin. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, back heel spins up, low lunge. Press through the palms, come into your high plank pose, and we'll go through this one more round with our breath. Dropping the right knee, gate pose. Lift on the inhale. Exhale, bicep over ear, gaze down to the top of the mat. Step the back foot forward. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Tuck the back toes. Inhale, low lunge. Long spine. Exhale, travel to the back of the mat. Skandasana. Low lunge, top of the mat. Staggering the feet. Use your next inhale breath. Rise to high crescent lunge. And spin the back toes out. Warrior one. One more inhale, opening up the heart. Exhale, circle the arms back down, high pyramid pose, framing the front foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back heel pops up, find low lunge. Press into the hands, get a little space, hold high plank. Left knee drops, gate pose. Right arm lifts. Inhale, exhale, bicep by the ears, gaze to the front. Step forward, Anjaneyasana, rise. Open up the heart space. Circle the arms down, exhale, half splits. Travel forward, lift the back heel, low lunge, strong core here. Turn to the left side this time, side lunge. Travel to the front of the mat, low lunge, back heel lifts. Gaze out in front, inhale, rise, high crescent. And ground the edge of the back heel, warrior one. Take a deep breath in. Gaze and arms drop as you send the hips back. Long pyramid pose. Inhale, halfway lift. And rebend the front knee, back heel spins up, low lunge. Press through the hands, find your high lunge. Hold it here for a big inhale breath. Exhale to downward facing dog. Take one more breath in your down dog here, big round of breath. And then go ahead and shift all the way forward into high plank. And we'll lower all the way down to the belly with control, biceps wrapping in towards ribs. Top of the feet onto the mat. Inhale to your baby cobra, back bend. And exhale, belly, heart down onto the mat. Go ahead and push back into a child's pose. Big toes touching. Take a breath here, maybe coming to the fingertips and sending the hips over the heels. Roll the spine all the way up into tabletop. And comfortably sit back onto the heels. Now feel free to do this flow a few more times through if you want to make it a little bit longer, and hopefully got the heart rate up and a little stretch throughout the body. Have a good day.